Yankees win the pennant. The Yankees are back in the World Series. The Yankees are back in the World Series. Juan Soto out of the park. The Yankees win 5-2. The Yankees win. Ball game over. AL Pennant over. ALCS over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. The Yankees win! AL champions, the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees in 15-6 life path. Great Judgino are back in the World Series where they belong! Woo! The Yankees win the pennant! The Yankees won the pennant! They're back in the World Series! The Yankees win! The Yankees win! The Yankees have won the World Series! Yankees have won the World Series! The great Judgino of the Giants fan destroys the LA Astericks! The great Judgino has done it! John Carlos moment was the ALCS. He's the ALCS MVP. Flip the switch. The great Judgino carries the Yankees through over the best team in baseball. The great Judgino, the $360 million contract. 9 years. The home run king. Now is the great Judgino's moment of greatness. And he 100% is going to deliver. It is all but over. It's over, Fight the Fans. It's over. It's over. It's all in the code. It's over. The great Judgino has won the World Series. Numerology has already won the World Series. Not Gematria alone. But numerology has won the World Series. Let's record the video and tell everybody what's up. Let's do it. Let's get right into it. It's all but over. Kiss my ass, Dodger backers. I alone am the only person who knows when the Dodgers are winning the World Series. You haven't really studied Ohtani's number 17 like I have. That is the real bottom line. The Dodgers are losing their 15th World Series in their history. In the great Judgino, you can't script it any better. The Giants fan growing up, the great Judgino is going to destroy the Dodgers in the World Series, along with former Giants pitcher Carlos Rodon, who pitched the clinching game in the ALCS for the New York Yankees. Today, the great Judgino, born April the 26th of 1992. April stands alone. 26 as of today. 1992 is 21. Reduce the double-digit number to a single-digit number. 21 is 3. The great Judgino, when you add up the singular month, day in the year of his birthday, is a 15-6 life path. In numerology, the 15-6 life path Giants fan growing up will hand the Dodgers their 15th loss in the World Series in the history. The losingest team in the Fall Classic. Them Bombs from Brooklyn. If you know the history of the LA, a.k.a. the Brooklyn Dodgers, you understand exactly what I'm saying. But this is the thing. Dodger fans don't know the history of their losing bombs in the World Series. You can't take the Brooklyn out of these LA Dodgers. Have you seen them against the Astros in 2017? Have you seen them against the Red Sox in 2019? This team is inept in World Series outside of an Astericks 60-game season where any team can get hot through a 2-month stretch in baseball, whether it be April through June, whether it be June and July in the summer, whether it be September and October, whether it be August and September. It doesn't matter. That's why the 2020 season is the biggest asterisk in the history of mankind. In the great Judgino, the 15-6 life path, the Yankees not only appear in the World Series 15 years later, but they are winning 15 years later. Because the 15-6 life path is going to hand the Dodgers their 15th loss in the World Series history. That's what the great Judgino is going to do en route to the 15th repeat in the history of baseball. This is how you read the script. Soto is 15. Yankees back in the World Series 15 years later. Against the Japanese superstar, Japan is 15. The Japanese superstar Ohtani will be a part of the Dodgers' 15th loss in the World Series history. This was about to go down for the LA Dodgers. When you look at the birthday of Aaron Boone, you only see 1973 on the main page on Google. But his birthday is March the 9th. What is March the 9th? That's the third month in the 9th day, or if you write the day out in front first, as they do in many countries outside the United States of America, it is the 9th day of the third month. So what's that about? The Dodgers fought a 3-9 World Series because Mr. part of a multi-generational baseball family, Aaron Boone, is going to win the World Series as the Dodgers fought a 3-9 in the World Series in their history. The great Judgino passes Roger Maris, number 9. The Yankees played 9 games to win the American League. 4 against the Royals, 5 against the Guardians. So you have to pay attention to Judgino and his 62 home run record-breaking season, passing Roger Maris, number 9, for the single-season American League home run record, is going to beat the Dodgers after he passes Roger. That is the riddle that I told you about. And so it happens to be the case right now that the Yankees are going to beat the Dodgers in the World Series for the 9th time. They're being 9-3 against the Dodgers. The Dodgers fought a 3-9 because New York has come out to 39, and the Yankees improved to 9-3 with Hal Steinbrenner as owner. His brother Hank passed away. I think I have to type in Harold Steinbrenner. So Harold Steinbrenner is Camacho of 93 and 105 in reverse reduction. And the Yankees win their 105th game of the year against the Dodgers. This is how you completely avoid falling to the trap of the Goya. The Goy think it's all about Ohtani, but you can't have Ohtani win the World Series every single year. This thing is influenced by betting. No one thought Yankees going to win after missing the playoffs. This is why the house always wins. This is why the Yankees are in the World Series removed from a year in which they missed the playoffs. No one was going to take a chance on these bums, but guess what? The Yankees dispelled this notion that they not competing for championships. That's exactly what they be doing, was competing for championships. Now, Aaron Boone, 1973 is 20, reduces to 2. 9 is the 9th day of the month. 3 is the 3rd month of the year that he's born in. Aaron Boone is 14-5 by Pat. Now, what is 14-5 about? Simply, the Yankees go 14 seasons without winning a championship. That's what it's about right here. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and 23. Gematria, the end of the drought. The end of the non-winning. And Gematria 14. 28th is the number of luck. Many billionaires are born on the 28th day of the year. The Yankees win their 28th World Series in dramatic fashion against the Dodgers in the biggest interleague rivalry in baseball. Your version of the Yankees Celtics. This is the most wealthy way to win a championship when you beat the Dodgers in the World Series. That's what Aaron Boone is going to do. Now, he's a 14 light path in numerology. So connect the 14-5 right path with Dave Roberts, his career record in the World Series. This is how you destroy little Goy out there who think the Dodgers going to win. Ironically, this is why the Jew owners are mocking the Goyim. They're mocking the Goyim because they don't quite understand the history of the Brooklyn Dodgers while they're in Brooklyn. They lost their first 5 World Series. Dim bums have a losing record against the Yankees. The Yankees were their daddy throughout much of their history. This is how they mock him. Roger Maris, number 9, the great Judgino has played championship against the Dodgers. How many losses in the World Series has Dave Roberts had? Easy. 4 against the Astros, 4 against the Red Sox, 2 against the Rays. So his 14th World Series loss is happening against a 14-5 by Pat. This is easy. Oh, Padre fans so sad that their team lost to the Dodgers, that the Dodgers are playing the World Series. Well, this is a World Series to watch if you are a fan of the Padres. Not only as a fan of the Giants to see the great Judgino, the Giants fan growing up, beating the Dodgers, and former Giants pitcher Carlos Rodon destroying the Dodgers on the mound, but it's the Padres who get the last laugh to see the Dodgers tortured in the World Series. Juan Soto, the former Padre, defeats them in the World Series. Juan Soto, 1998, is 27. Now, remember that the 121st World Series is next year. Judgino, 99, and Juan Soto, number 22. They add up to under 21, the under 21st World Series, and it coincides with the 15th repeat. So this is all synced up by the numbers. They all sync up Soto and Judge's number by the nth World Series appearance. This is going to lead up to what's going to happen next year for the Yankees. 11 wins to win the World Series. Juan Soto, number 22. What do you think that's about? It's not only the Dodgers' 22nd World Series appearance this year, but Juan Soto is going to win the repeat for 22 wins in the World Series. So this means the Yankees don't play the wild card round next year either. They play and they begin in the divisional series. 11 wins back-to-back years gives you 22 wins to win the repeat. In the great Judgino, Aaron is Camacho 22. The Dodgers ain't got no chance of winning the World Series. I alone can read Shohei Ohtani like a hawk. He'll play the World Series like he's playing on the Yankees. That's 100%. I just like how Juan Soto is 17-8 because, again, Ohtani's number 17. The great Judgino is going to win the World Series 17 months after his injury at Dodger Stadium. And Aaron Boone, number 17. That's how you read the numbers. This is how you read the jersey numbers. I've shown you it with Soto. I've shown you it with great Judgino and Soto's numbers together. I've shown you it with Aaron Boone's numbers. Aaron Boone, 2003, beats the Red Sox in the ALCS. 21 years later, wins the title with the Yankees title, Camacho 21. You know LA Camacho 13? Shohei Ohtani won the Japan Series in 2013. The 2013 Japan Series. That was rigged as well. Even the Zionist Jews rigged the Japanese series too. They're over there in Japan rigging the series over there. Oh, take it back. Okay, I'm thinking of Ohtani 13 years after his professional debut in 2013. You know 13 is a big number of the Freemasons. 1 ring in 3 years. That's how Freemasons rig baseball. I'm thinking of the 2016 Japan series. But if you study Shohei Ohtani's life path and numerology, he does make it to the World Series 8 years after he won the Japan Series. Okay, 1994, that's 23, that's 5. 5 and 5 is 10. 10 and 7, that's 17-8. So he definitely does appear in the World Series 8 years later. But Judge's 15 life path, Dodgers' 15th World Series loss. He passes Roger and beats the Dodgers. I've already done the work on Shohei Ohtani. It's scripted for him to lose because the Dodgers need his pitching. When it really matters against the best team in baseball, the New York Yankees. That's why the Dodgers are going to lose because they're missing Ohtani's pitching. This is why the Goy out there got slaughtered. They think the Dodgers are going to win 120 games. You heard people back in December. They said, there's nobody that can stop this team. There's nobody that can stop this team. They were in the Game 5. The Mets started them a couple of games. They're in a Game 5 against the Padres until the Padres completely sold out because you can't have the Padres in the World Series after the lowest rated year in the history of baseball. And Ohtani, by definition, is not a real member of the Dodgers until he goes through the losing end of the World Series like many Dodger legends. Ohtani's a real Dodger when he suffers his first loss in the World Series because that means he's a real Dodger. Oh, he bought the championship. No, no. Everyone's ready to say the Dodgers bought the championship, that it was all given to them. He's got to go through a struggle. Everyone's going to get started by Las Vegas. I think these guys can destroy the New York Mets on Sunday. They're destroying the New York Mets on Sunday. Dave Roberts, you remember Dave Roberts in 2004? Former Red Sox, 3-0 lead. You see, Yankees get revenge against Dave Roberts. That's what that's about. Mookie Betts, Red Sox player. New York Yankees, they fit the Red Sox in the World Series this year. Dave Roberts falls to 1-3 in the World Series. LA's Gematria 13. LA is also 14 reverse Gematria. You see, that's how we connect Dave Roberts in his 14th World Series loss against the Yankees. Because LA in reverse is 14. This is how the goy gets slotted. That's what they are. They're goy. Who out there can break down Vin Scully's death like me? The answer is nobody. 67 seasons as an announcer, because the Dodgers fought a 6-7 World Series during their time in Los Angeles, and Ohtani's Gematria 67. It's that easy. Why is Vin Scully significant? He's born at the Bronx. His death is connected to the next Yankees Dodgers World Series. We'll break down the Reggie Jackson series too, the Yankees Dodgers series that was on ESPN. So yeah, we'll break that too. Notice how Bronx is Gematria 62 and Judgino had 62 home runs to break the single season home run record. That fans are delusional. The team has no chance tomorrow. I know they'll rig a World Series in the future for the Mets to beat the Yankees, but this is why the Mets have no chance, because they're going to have their 2004 Red Sox against their. Why is Dave Roberts 52 years of age? Because the Yankees are winning their 52nd game against the Dodgers, and people are going to blame Dave Roberts again. But the Dodger brass are going to bring back Dave Roberts. They're bringing him back because we made it to a World Series. We made strides in Ohtani and pitch. So suck it up, Buttercups. Dave Roberts will be here for 2026 when the Dodgers win the World Series. When the LA Astericks, it's finally a cold day in hell when they win the World Series in a 162-game season. That's why Ohtani had his first game against San Diego, because the Dodgers are not winning their first non-asterisk title until 38 years later, 37 prior years like Los Angeles. October of 2024 in the LA Dodgers. Last real non-asterisk title for the city of Los Angeles was 2002. 24 years later is 2026. Get your head in the game, cocksucker. Your head ain't completely in the game yet. Dodgers are going down. Don't worry, the Dodgers will win the World Series. They will. Just not this year. Ohtani 100% is already a lock to win the title. But it ain't happening this year and next year. Yankees going to win the World Series this year. Because I have studied the numbers for Judgino and Ohtani and everybody else. I've studied them. So, again, when Dave Roberts is winning the championship, a non-COVID asterisk title. He became the manager in 2016. Okay, I will get into the World Series game prediction review. Obviously, people have to understand the numbers, and they can't get sucked into the Goyam trap. Yankees are winning the most epic championship against the Dodgers because New York City suffered from COVID. The COVID factor cannot be ignored. Yankees win 56 months after COVID was declared a pandemic, and New York was the epicenter. So this is all scripted in relation to New York City suffering the brunt of COVID back in March. You can't ignore that factor. 56 months later, Yankees win the title. Coronavirus is 56. Again, I already have a series, but it's funny how this is a team of characters. They lose the World Series. They make it to World Series, but they happen to lose the majority of their World Series. Yeah, Magic Johnson is number 32. Their win percentage in the World Series will be 32, and they fall to 7 World Series titles and 22 appearances. That's 32. That's Magic. It's easy. Dodgers 15th World Series losses. This is the easiest World Series predict ever. I got Yankees in 6. You know what's definitely going to happen during the first 5 games? The 2 teams will split at Los Angeles. The Yankees take 2 out of 3 at home. The Yankees haven't had a home game in how many games? Because don't forget, 2 games at Kansas. Okay, 3 games at Cleveland, but they don't return to New York. They play 3 games at Cleveland. They play 2 games at LA. It's going to be a huge, huge, huge homestand for the New York Yankees. Because how many days would it be since the Yankees played at home? Because how many days is it till the World Series? 6. They played 3 games at Cleveland. They had a day off, game 1 and game 2. So it's been a long stretch without a home game for the New York Yankees since they went up 2-0 against the Cleveland Guardians. If the Yankees are 3-1 at home, well, guess what? They're going to be 4-1 at home. The Yankees are going to jump ahead in the series in Game 3. The real Jay, it's not going to be Mets. Mets fans are delusional. Are you a New York Mets fan? Mets fans are delusional. I know you guys have a scripted championship incoming with the richest owner in baseball against the Yankees, but it's not happening. Because when the next Subway Series happens, the Yankees are scripted to lose. Yankees are supposed to win this year, so that's why there's 0 chance the Yankees are going to face off against the Mets. This is pennant clinching weekend. Yankees on Saturday, Dodgers on Sunday. No ifs or buts. Go ahead. You're not going to place a bet on the Mets to win on Sunday. Don't do it. Dodgers have won. It's about resting the players for the World Series. The Yankees weren't going to play on Monday. Well, what's Monday? The 21st? And 3 days of rest. No, you give these guys 5 days of breath, 4 days of breath. Okay, the Dodgers, they have 4 days off, and then it's Friday. The weekend starts, they play on Friday, they play on Sunday, Yankees play on Saturday, they play 6 days later. They get the bullpens rested for this World Series that's about to come down for the New York Yankees. Yeah, again, we'll go through the entire game sequence. It may or may not be exact, but what can be most definitely predicted is the series is split at LA. The Yankees take 2 out of 3 at home, and they clinch at LA. Best team on the road in baseball. Clinched the divisional series at Kansas City. They've clinched the pennant series at Cleveland. They didn't even go back to New York. Yankees took 2 out of 3. Now, with game 6 or 7 at Los Angeles, that's where the Yankees are going to clinch. And ironically, in Yankee history, most of the time the Yankees clinch the World Series has been on the road. I don't have the exact number, but the majority of the time the Yankees happen to clinch on the road. Now, it didn't happen in 2009 because that was the inaugural year of the new Yankee Stadium. So the Yankees had to clinch the World Series at home in 2009. But this year, it's a little different. The Yankees are going to win at Dodger Stadium. Great Judgino at the same place where he sustained his foot injury. The shoulder hit the wall, but I guess it was his foot that he hurt. Foot in reverse is Gematria 52. Yankees 52nd win against the Dodgers. They win 5-2 against the Guardians today. Dodgers are characters. I'll make fun of y'all clowns all day long. Them bombs from Brooklyn, but you can hate me this year. But 2026, you'll be riding my balls when the Dodgers lose next year. That's how it's going to be. You're like, hey, this guy can read my team like a hawk. I'm telling Dodger fans that's what's happening to your team. This is the West Coast in Arizona. My family from New Jersey. But all them motherfuckers going to lose. I'm going to wear my Yankee stuff and they got to look at that. Ha! Yeah, it's not just a Chicano thing, you understand. People coming over from LA, blah, blah, blah. But one guy today was like, yeah, we got to flip the script there. Talk about this World Series. I'm not from LA, but I root for the Rams and the Lakers and the Yankees all my life. And he told me I'd be back for the World Series. Okay, what's going to happen when the Yankees win? Will I still see him around? I don't know. But this is easy. This is easy. I'll show you the real code. The real code is not Gematria. It is a great supplemental. It is a great supplemental art. It is. You need Gematria. You need LeBron 6-6. You need Messi in South America winning the World Cup 20 years later, 2022. But yes, Maradona died on 22 day. The Argentina won the 22nd World Cup 2022. Yes, Patrick Mahomes, number 15, his first repeat of his career was for his 15th playoff win. I told the Goy the Niners were going to lose, and I was correct. I told the Goy the Eagles were going to lose. I told him Chiefs are going to win. All we do is win over here. I'm going 2 for 2. I'm warning you guys. I don't mean to say this in the 28th minute. This is all happening organically. I'm about to publish a video, but everybody, I'm guaranteeing I'm going 2 for 2. In October and November. What am I talking about? The World Series in the election. I voted. I've done all my voting. So has a lot of people around the country with early voting. It's over. I haven't seen the Trump signs. I haven't seen that. It's over. Kamala has won. The Yankees have won the World Series. Giants fan Kamala's elected. Giants fan Judgino destroys the Dodgers. Biracial Judgino World Series MVP. Biracial President Kamala Harris. Both with Bay Area roots. Luckily, I happen to root for the Yankees, but this is the script. Maybe when Kamala's unpopular in 2026, maybe that's when she has to welcome the Dodgers to the White House. Okay, when she becomes unpopular, then she has to, the Dodgers, I have to welcome them to the White House. We'll have to pay a visit from the Dodgers. She's all fake if she does take invitation from the Dodgers. And no, she's so fat at baseball. You know, these politicians try to connect to the average person. They pretend they're like a fan of the team. They don't know the players or anything. Kind of reminded me of Obama when he was asked who your favorite players are the White Sox. He was like, I think that, well, you see, I was a fan of the Cubs too. I did not become a Sox fan till I moved to Chicago. You know, he said, I was an Oakland A's fan. You see, these guys pretend to be fans. This was Obama, he couldn't name a favorite player. So, anyway, if Kamala does welcome the Dodgers, that all these people are phony, all for show. And for the record, nobody likes Kamala or Donald Trump, but people prefer Kamala to Trump when left to two choices. So that's all I have to say about the election. I'll be glad Trump is gone, but I know Kamala is a one-term president. And all these right-wingers here in Gematria land, they're going to ride my dick like there's no tomorrow. when I'm right about the Republican Party winning the election 12 years later, because Wallace Camacho at 12, Kamala's a 12 light path. So again, I'm a numerologist. You don't have to like my politics, but you can respect my work on politics. I'll be talking about. I was talking about 2024 immediately after Biden won in 2020. So I'll be talking about 2028 immediately after this election is all but over, after November the 5th. Because New York hates Trump. New York wins World Series. They see the end of Donald Trump's political career. Number 28. Yeah, the number 28 was the starting pitcher. You're right about that, Tex. 2-4 is Gamachik New York Mets. New York Mets 24 now. I think Japan is Gamachik 24. So Japan is 42-15. And now, to do the World Series preview video, I need the Dodgers record in the World Series ever since they moved from Brooklyn. So it's not their record in the World Series as far as winning and losing goes, but the amount of wins, the amount of losses. That's what I mean. But I haven't clicked publish yet, but I need a thumbnail. Judgino isn't joining the Giants, but he does win the World Series as a Giants fan, beating the LA Dodgers. If Judge ever loses a World Series, it's going to be against the Mets. That'd be the most annoying fucking World Series ever. Because these Met fans, I don't hate the Mets, but their fans are annoying, running their mouths anytime Mets go on a hot streak. These people are fucking delusional. And again, I see the Mets in the World Series in 2027. So the Mets are not going away. The Dodgers are not going away. Phillies with Harper. Big money is going to rule baseball. I guess the big question is can you have the big market guys winning every year? I mean, do fans really start losing the magical art of baseball if there are no underdogs winning in the next 5 to 10 years? Or simply are the numbers going to suggest that this is all talk? People still watch you in big markets. You see, I think baseball, if they want to survive, they got to take a page out of the NBA's playbook. It is about survival of the fittest. More people are watching soccer, too. So baseball is getting competition from soccer. So because soccer is emerging, I think baseball have to do whatever it can to survive. It is going to cater to the casual fan and not to the diehard fan. Certainly, Yankee haters have loved it when the Yankees have gone 14 years without the World Series, but they didn't watch the World Series because the numbers were terrible. And the Astros couldn't bail out baseball. And maybe people didn't watch because they hated the Astros. Again, these Astro fans were booed across the country as much as Barry Bonds was booed across the country when he used steroids. And I remember 2006, you're a cheater, but the TV screen was showing the signs, okay? That's what happened with the Astros after the whole scandal came out. So I think the Houston Astros are getting the New Orleans Saints treatment with, they paid players to take out quarterbacks. These are cardinal sins that the Saints committed. That's why they never ever going to win a Super Bowl again, because they went headhunting for quarterbacks. The Houston Astros cheating and sign stealing and garbage can knocking. Okay, this team is cursed forever. Astro fans can kiss my fucking ass. In a season that begins against the Astros, the Yankees are winning the World Series. There's nothing you can do about it. How do you like the stream so far? Is it going great? Is it? How do you like it? You going with Judgino over the Gambler? Yeah, Arizona sports. Is it a curse? Well, the Cardinals gladly took Bill Bidwell. They could have said no to the cheapest owner in the league. This is all incompetent Arizona management. They could have said no to the Cardinals because of the bid walls. I could never be a fan of that team. It was just a losing deal. Bid rules were not meant for an LA market. Oh, you're going to be very cheap and skint. LA fans are not going to take that. The Cardinals threatened Arizona if they weren't going to build the stadium in 2006. It opened. They're going to move to LA. LA wants winners. Bid rules are not meant for LA. Now, I am going to the sports bar for my friend's birthday. I'm paying for his drinks, his meal, big bottle of tea, paying for his meal Monday against the Chargers when the Seahawks lose and the Winers lose against Big Daddy Paddy. This means the Cardinals, if they beat the Chargers, are tied for first place. So, mamma mia, I hope that happens. But the bald guy offensive coordinator is garbage. They got him from the Clowns. He's a friend of Gannon. NFL, if they want to maximize fan interest, the Rams could beat the Raiders, the Faders. That's my team, though, but Raiders are terrible without Devontae. And Max Crosby has said, wherever I'm at. Anyway, this stream is about baseball. The great Judgino, people cannot ignore the fact that the Judgino's a Giants fan. Who the hell do you think this World Series is going to be scripted for? Can you use your head? Because it ain't scripted for Ohtani when he's not able to pitch. That's too bad. It's too bad. Too bad. It's okay because we're here for both blockbusters, the Yankees and the Dodgers, and the Lakers and the Celtics. We'll win both of them. If we speak about Judgino's number and we speak about Ohtani's number in relation to Judgino's injury, then basically, if Mahomes won his first repeat for his 15th playoff win, then might as well have to look at Jared Goff's number. 2008 Lions went 0-16. It's now been 16 years. I don't want to hear nothing about Aiden Hutchinson. The Lions are a well-coached team. If anyone can overcome an injury to their star pass rusher, the Lions are a physical team that can run the ball very well. They have a good tight end who can make plays in passing and blocking. Jared Goff has played among the best football amongst quarterbacks in the NFC. Don't worry, Padre fans. Juan Soto is going to beat the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. Little go-ass motherfuckers can start running their mouths like they know tomorrow. Jews going to fool them all. The Jews have them all thinking the Celtics have beat the Lakers and people are hating LeBron. See, it's all ritual. It's not ritual. It's not only ritual against Goalkeeper LeBron, but it's also an ultimate ritual against the public. They're going to have to acknowledge Goalkeeper LeBron James as the greatest player who's ever set foot on planet Earth. I'm just selecting a thumbnail for the video again. If the Yankees do win the championship, then I'm going to make a video in dedication to my grandfather, Edo De Lorenzi. Um, I don't like doing this before the fact because, you know, organically everything just God knows everything that's happening. But at the end of the day, I do believe that we to a certain degree, we do have free will to control our own destiny. Um, I don't know if everything that we do is predestined, but I think there's a certain truth to predestiny. But maybe some events that happens in our lives are predestined, but there's some things that we have control in our own hands that just by your action or inaction can make a difference. So again, and what Gematria has told me is that if the Kansas City Chiefs Gematria 79, the Super Bowl was 79 days after my sister's death, then I definitely had the free will to pick the Chiefs before it happened. So that's I do see Gematria through that lens. Bronny's the 55th pick. And if the Lakers win the championship, it'd be 55 months after my sister's death. So, um, Satan's Camacho 55. Go Kinnabon James runs the Lakers. Blah blah blah. He's the king of the Lakers organization. He's the king. He has more power compared to Genie Boss. So these things do happen. To Real J Stone's point, it is certainly possible. As far as the Taylor Swift enigma goes, I do see the Chiefs winning streak reaching 13 games. So if it's at 11 right now, it has to reach 12. Like 12 years later, next to what, New Orleans. So the Liners are cooked. But I won't be here for a live stream for the Cardinals Chargers game because I'm going to be at Sim Sports Grill. I'm going to reunite with a longtime friend, and I'm going to pay for his meals. So I won't be live here tomorrow because I told him dinner's on me. I got you, big baller tea. Got your dinner on your birthday. And I'll probably be pissed off because I can see the Cardinals losing, but I can easily see the Cardinals winning. The Mets are losing. The Mets are going to lose. Baseball rigged the weekend for the teams to clinch the pennants. That's what really happened. Yankees on Saturday, Dodgers on Sunday. These teams get all the rest. No one has excuses. They're too tired. Their bullpens are too tired. They pitched on Monday or whatever. None of that. I think the Dodgers have to win by more than one run to be convincing. And again, if people are worried about the Lions winning the NFC because of Aiden Hutchinson, well, this is an interesting theory. If the Lions lose, are they more inclined to make a trade? I could be wrong on the Lions winning tomorrow, but I think Dan Campbell is the real deal. If the Lions can find a way to beat the Vikings without Aiden Hutchinson. I don't know what the betting trends are. I don't know how much of an impact Aiden Hutchinson's injury has on the game. But I think the Lion defense can fill in niches pretty well. I think they're well organized defense. There's a black man that's the Lions defensive coordinator. If this guy carries them to the Super Bowl without Aiden Hutchinson, this black man is going to be a head coach in the NFL. So who's this guy's name, this black Lions defensive coordinator? Because if they make it to the Super Bowl without Aiden Hutchinson, this guy just screams head coach. You know how they like to have more black head coaches. I think he's a great defensive coordinator, though. I think there are other guys on the Lions that he knows how to fill in roles, niches very well. Aaron Glenn is his name. Aaron Glenn's got to navigate a Lion defense without Aiden Hutchinson. He played with the Saints in 2008, the year that the Lions went 0-16, and he was a Saints defensive back coach. Dan Campbell must have knew him from New Orleans, so it probably is rigged for the Lions to win the NFC. To the guy out there, you don't lose a conference title because of one player going down, unless if it's quarterback. You see, as long as you have Jared Goff, if you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, if you have David Montgomery, the Lion offense, I think, can carry this defense, even if they lose a little bit of pass rush from Aiden Hutchinson. If this Lions offense can control the game, rest the Lion defense, this defense may have to make timely plays on third down. Now, they don't need to get Max Crosby. Trey Hendrickson, the Bengals can still be in playoff contention. Hassan Reddick, do the Lions make a move on Hassan Reddick? That's an interesting proposition. Do the Lions make a move on Hassan Reddick? Aaron Rodgers doesn't make the Super Bowl, but Hassan Reddick does. Oh my God. Hassan Reddick to the Detroit Lions? Lions may just have to pull the trigger. If you're all in, you do whatever the hell you need to. Fuck the draft picks. You don't know if you're going to make it back to the Super Bowl beyond this year. You take a chance on Hassan Reddick if you are the Detroit Lions. That's just how I see the Lions approaching Hassan Reddick. Do the forwards want to spend money or not? I think that's what it depends on. And again, he is playing as fine as any quarterback out there, Jared Goff. You've seen them against the Seahawks. If you've seen them against the Dallas Cowboys, Lions have a certain swagger to that team. They can run trick plays against America's team. So the Lions certainly have swagger and personality, and we're going to beat your ass. I think the Lions know that it doesn't matter who's injured and who's not. They're going to be like, we're going to beat your ass. And that's how the Lions are. Lions had another defensive player that was hurt. I think Jared Goff is going to make a big difference. That being said, let's go into the games for the Dodger Yankees series. Sorry, Mets fans. You Mets have to root for the Dodgers. You are going to be miserable. Met fans are going to be miserable. Padre fans are going to be ecstatic that they don't cry some more after October. If you're a Padres fan, if you are a Giants fan, you are watching the World Series rooting for Big Daddy Yankee. This is why the Mets can't make it. It's too much of a divisional dynamic with the Giants and the Padres and even the Arizona Diamondbacks. Because Earl Weaver, the Yankees' de facto closer, he came over from the Diamondbacks. A Diamondbacks closer may very well be getting the final out of the World Series. He was a mediocre reliever with the Diamondbacks, but suddenly he's a world beater with the New York Yankees. This is going to be a World Series to watch if you're a fan of the NL West. So let's get into it, shall we? Because, again, your Dodgers are cooked. It is simplistic logic. Ohtani Dodgers win the World Series. They got the ratings with Ohtani, but it's still Big Daddy Yankee and great Judgino Giants fan, that flips the script. That's what you're not seeing. It's a Giant that beats the Dodgers, and that's how baseball scripted it. Luke Weaver. I don't know why I said Earl Weaver. He's a Hall of Fame player. But anyway, Luke Weaver on the Yankees? Former Diamondback pitcher. This is perfect stuff. Again, Luke Weaver's born in 93. Yankees 9-3 against the Dodgers. Who I do like to get the final out of the World Series, it will probably be Luke Weaver, former Diamondback. But if it's not chosen to be Luke Weaver, Tommy Kahnle, former Dodger, in 2021. Spent 1 year at the Dodgers. He had a Tommy John surgery. Yankees said, okay, we don't think you're going to do well again. We're going to get rid of you. Tommy Kahnle pitched in 2021 with the Dodgers. Then he went back to the Yankees. Alex Verdugo, he was with the Dodgers, and he's now with the Yankees. And Alex Verdugo hit the go-ahead RBI in Game 4. Alex Verdugo was huge in Game 1 against the Royals. He was huge in another game against the Royals. Why is Alex Verdugo emerging out of the shadows? Because he's a former Dodger. So is Tommy Kahnle. This is a juicy-ass World Series with many, many, many storylines that nobody can break down as well as I can. They don't have all the angles that I'm breaking down. You'll be cooked. Dodgers will be cooked. What I'm looking at with Brooklyn is the fact that you can't take the Brooklyn out of the Dodgers. Because this same personality is still on the Dodgers. Dave Roberts is 0-2 in the World Series when he's had a 162-game season. If 41 is the 13th prime, if the 6th prime number is 13, and LA is 13, I see the series going 6. Friday night fantabulous Yankee Championship. New York is 111. November the 1st is the day the Yankees win the World Series. I'm going to go on the record and say there's no Game 7. I'm going to trigger the trolls because if there is a Game 7, Yankees going to win. I'll break down the numbers for Game 7 if we do have a Game 7. But if we don't have a Game 7, it's the Yankees in 6 games. Japan is 42. And the Dodgers have lost 3 games. And the Dodgers win on Sunday. So if the Dodgers lose a Game 7, they fall to 10-7 in the playoffs, and 107 is the 28th prime number. 107 is the 28th prime number. The Dodgers 3-2 against the Padres, 4-2 against the Mets. Oh yeah, okay, there's no 7th loss anymore. Jazzism. The base running is terrible. Gleyber Torres, what the hell is he doing? Okay, all these fucking retards who think he's running full speed, these guys are lazy-ass motherfuckers who couldn't play any sport but baseball. I can play basketball and I can play soccer. These motherfuckers can't run. And they're baseball fans. These people are a joke. Gleyber Torres wasn't running at full speed. He was hesitating. And if your third base coach waves you to keep running, you do not look at the cutoff man. Gleyber Torres hesitated and looked at the cutoff man. His eyes should have been the home plate full sprint for 90 fucking feet. That was terrible base running the first inning. That was garbage. But yet these retards out there think he's running full speed. Jesus fucking Christ. You think he was running at full speed hesitating? Like, you need fucking glasses? Aaron Boone's a terrible manager. He sucks. The base running's a joke. Did you see Josh Chisholm? Did you see Anthony Rizzo get thrown out? Aaron Boone's a joke. They're winning in spite of Aaron Boone. This team is winning in spite of Aaron Boone. He is no Joe Torre. He's no Joe Girardi. He's a joke. Shitty-ass base running throughout this whole fucking series. And they still win in 5 games. Cleveland didn't show up. The bullpen didn't show up. Aaron Boone's a jackoff. He's overrated. To win in spite of Aaron Boone, he should not get credit. This base running's a joke. This team, the players I praise. Giancarlo is terrible in the regular season. Gleyber terrible, but they show up and play. Aaron Boone gets no credit for being a jackoff. For pitching Clay Holmes, the very next game after he gives up a game-winning over, he should not pitch in Game 4. He could easily blown the last game because of jackoff Aaron Boone. He's a joke. You think Yankee fans are hard on Aaron Boone? Dodger fans are equally hard on Dave Roberts. Over analytical. They're pitching too much to the bullpen. That was terrible base running. That was garbage base running. Yankees are a team that lacks fundamentals because of Aaron Boone. They're going to win in spite of that motherfucker. Giancarlo Stanton bailed his ass. Giancarlo bailed out Aaron Boone's ass. In the World Series, it's going to be the great Judgino that's going to bail out the ass of Aaron Boone. Every single one of his moves is going to be scrutinized. Why are you pitching Clay Holmes the very next game after he gets a game with Illinois? Give him a mental break or something. Shake it off. He's pitching too much. Aaron Boone is terrible. You have to be watching the same games like I am. Aaron Boone is terrible. But he's going to get lucky because he's a part of a fraternal baseball family. So the over-under was 7.5. I've been seeing 7 runs, but if it's 7.5, yeah, 5-2, the under hit. Good point. Was Gleyber Torres being a scripted actor on that throw out the home plate? Certainly if he scored, the game was long over. Again, the Yankees are a lazy-ass team running the base. What I'm saying about Aaron Boone is 100% true. There's one short I did on Giancarlo Stanton's most legendary base running. If I copy and paste this, you're going to have to see this. It was terrible. Take a look at that. The guy is just trying the home plate. Wait, if you see that, he's doing that against the Houston Astros. Aaron Boone is a complete joke. I credit the players for stepping it up, for being winners in October, like Giancarlo Stanton against the Royals and against the Guardians. Gleyber Torres, he's a lazy-ass base runner, but he finally gets on base, and he's not swinging for the fences every single play. He was terrible in the regular season. He was terrible. Aaron Boone is awful. But these guys are paid lots of money to not choke, and they didn't choke. Judge is simply getting people to bet on the Dodgers. I think he's an actor. Sure, he had a couple home runs, but Judgino had to struggle, so people are like, Darren, he's no Shohei Ohtani. That's the narrative entering the World Series. Well, you see, great Judgino, he hates the Dodgers. Judgino hates the Dodgers because he hates them because he's a Giants fan. Judgino is extra locked into the World Series. He was terrible on the Dodgers too. Don Mattingly was a terrible manager on the Dodgers. He was terrible on the Dodgers. Dodger fans wanted this guy fired long, and they did get rid of him. Mattingly was terrible on the Dodgers. Dodger fans hated that guy. So I'm not here saying Donnie Baseball should be a manager because Dodger fans hated him. He's probably another Aaron Boone. Joe Jordan is a real manager. He was a scapegoat for 2017. If it takes 7 years for the Yankees to make the World Series, Girardi was not the problem whatsoever. In fact, if they had Girardi, they probably would have made the World Series sooner. Aaron Boonhead is just some pundit on Baseball Tonight without any coaching experience. He wants to be buddy-buddy with the players, not hurt their feelings. These guys are still prima donnas. Dave Roberts is a guy who doesn't hurt his players' feelings. These guys are not real coaches. They're analytical puppets. And these guys are analytical puppets. Dave Roberts is the same thing as Aaron Boone. He's an analytical puppet. So Aaron Boone is going up against another puppet of the Dodger front office. Why Jazz Chisholm in the freaking cleanup spot and he's shit in the playoffs? That's what I'm talking about with Aaron Boone. This guy is getting bailed out by the players. Why isn't Giancarlo Stanton the cleanup hitter? But freaking Jazz Chisholm was doing shit. And he's here saying that the Royals got lucky at all this, running his mouth on the players on the field like this guy's Alex Rodriguez or Derek Jeter. Jazz Chisholm's a joke. He's hot garbage. He's playing like hot garbage. Alex Verdugo's coming along. Austin Wells hit a home run the other night. Jazz is playing like garbage. No one can accuse us of being overly critical. You cannot get away with shitty base running against the Dodgers. Let's make that clear. You want to be very pragmatic against the Dodgers. Trust your hitters behind in the lineup. You can't be a lazy ass motherfucker like Gleyber Torres. And he's looking at the cutoff. If your third base coach says you're going to home plate, don't look at the fucking cutoff, man. Trust your third base coach. Your eyes are on home plate. A full sprint from 90 feet. Why do you look at the cutoff, man? That was garbage base running. All these fucking excuses. Gleyber Torres was running full speed. Are you a lazy ass motherfucker who couldn't run and play soccer, who couldn't run and play football, but you're a lazy ass motherfucker who had to play baseball? Gleyber sucks. His effort is garbage. I've seen a regular season. It's garbage. This team could have easily won in 5 games. They still had shitty base running in the games that they won. So this shows me that this team is terrible, that Aaron Boone's a garbage man. He's a garbage coach. It didn't matter if game was scripted. They had shitty base running in the games that they won. Anthony Rizzo got picked off in the game that they won, right? The game they won. It didn't have to be scripted to get 2 pickoffs in the same inning. The series is still over in 5 games. They didn't need to have shitty base running in this game. I get it. The game are win it. They need the Saturday clincher. I get it. They need the Saturday game. I get it. But in the game that they did clinch, they had shitty base running. Well, I know it's scripted for the Yankees win the World Series, but Aaron Boone is terrible. He's no Joe Torre. Is he going to extend this contract after this season because of people like me and people like. Again, the base running is garbage. How is this a good display of baseball when you people are retards? Aaron Boone is terrible. Why did they miss the playoffs the previous year? Why did they get swept by the Houston Astros? Why did they get beat 15-2 by the Red Sox? Aaron Boone is terrible. He was never a coach before he joined the Yankees. He was on Baseball Tonight. But I know it's scripted because that's why they didn't fire Aaron Boone. If it wasn't scripted, they would have fired Aaron Boone. But because all this is scripted, they kept Aaron Boone. But still, I'm seeing garbage fundamentals of baseball for this New York Yankees team in the World Series. Don't at least could you understand where I'm coming from with that? That this is garbage fundamentals when they still make it to the World Series. Aaron Boone is terrible. These guys don't call off the outfielders. Aaron Hicks got injured because he collided with the shortstop on a pop-up towards the left field baseline. Because they don't know how to call off each other. Aaron Boone's a terrible manager. He's a joke. Aaron Hicks got injured because these clowns don't know how to call off each other in a pop-up down the line. But as incompetent as Aaron Boone is, it's scripted for him to win because he's from a fraternal baseball family. So for Danks Digital, it's scripted for Boone to win because he's from a Masonic fraternal baseball family that spans multi-generations as far back as the Cleveland Indians' 1948 World Series championship won by his grandfather. His father, Brett Boone, won the World Series with the Phillies over the Astros in 1980. So it's rigged for Aaron Boone to win the World Series. So Danks Digital, it's rigged for Boone to win because he's from a fraternal baseball family. And Boone is born March the 9th, where the Dodgers fought at 3-9 in the World Series against the Yankees because Roger Maris, number 9, Judgino. The Yankees, they won the AL Pennant in 9 games, 4 against the Royals, 5 against the Guardians. So that's 9 total games. Then he surpassed Roger Maris, number 9, with the single-season home run record. So it's clearly rigged. We understand it's clearly rigged. I did say it was Guardians in 5 before the AL Championship Series started. It did end in 5 games. Clay Holmes, people are going to be shitting their underwear when he steps on the mound, but he's going to step it up. Magical Disney sequences that we see. Because Aaron Boone's a terrible manager. He should be fired. Dodger fans are saying the same thing about Dave Roberts, but this shows how much baseball's rigged. The Dodger seasons are rigged. That's why he never got fired after the loss against the Diamondbacks and the Padres. This is why he never got fired, because baseball's rigged. If baseball weren't rigged, Boone would have been fired. Dave Roberts would have been fired. This is how you know baseball's scripted. These guys keep their jobs. I don't agree with the Yankees don't lose a game. The Guardians won over 90 games. The Yankees won over 90 games. Their closer choked. Their closer was a big choke job. And his games are scripted too. It's same old Cleveland. Oh, the Cleveland Guardians are a big error. And Juan Soto, it's the home run. It's all rigged. But can be scripted at the same time as the Yankees are incompetent, but it's rigged again. I'm not worried about Clay Holmes. I'm not worried about any of these guys. I know these guys are going to be world beaters against the Dodgers. Clay Holmes' ALCS was scripted to get the gamblers to bet on the Dodgers. If Clay Holmes enters the game in the World Series, all the live bets are going to be in on the Dodgers. So, from what Dinks Digital is saying, when Clay Holmes steps in the seventh inning, people are gonna bet on the Dodgers because it's Clay Holmes and he's gonna blow it again. But Clay Holmes is gonna be a world beater this World Series, I guarantee it. So he Dinks Digital is right. Clay Holmes is gonna have an electric World Series and he's gonna make the sports books a lot of money. And the Dodgers are gonna purposely not even make contact with the ball. So again, I'm not disagreeing with what Dinks Digital is saying because he's absolutely right. Soto's, I think, Soto's 10, and he hit the home run in the 10th inning. I haven't done the video yet, but again, I'm celebrating tonight. People, my friend's birthday is on the 19th, but I told him we're going to watch the Cardinals win on Monday Night Football. I got your meal. We're going to head out and have a lot to eat and have a lot to drink. So Monday night, Cardinals suck. So, we might not win against the Chargers, but it is the Chargers. So Jim Harbaugh's a great coach. Yeah, I don't have to worry about any Yankee game on Monday. So this is a win. I can focus on Monday Night Football. I don't have to focus on the Yankees. Fuck you. Well, you're probably right because Drew Pinsing is a terrible offensive coordinator. If the NFL is rigged the way that we think it's rigged, the Cardinals are going to win, so they're in playoff contention in the NFC West. If Big Daddy Patty Mahomes beats the 49ers, then we know what's up for Monday Night Football, and people be going with same old Cardinals. But I think I'm young. Maybe I'm old. Maybe I'm both. 2014 opening game of the season. Chargers, Cardinals, Monday Night Football. Bruce Arians, Carson Palmer. Chargers were leading 17-6. Cardinals came back and beat the San Diego Super Chokers on Monday Night Football in 2014. So we've beaten the Chargers on Monday Night Football before. I remember watching that game at the Student Union Center when I was at ASU. We beat the Chargers. We're going to beat the Chargers. Otherwise, I'll be pissed off because it's my friend's birthday and this fucking retarded ass team is a joke. Folks, my uncle's a Yankee fan. But I think he's like a Stephen A. Smith baseball fan where he doesn't have a huge knowledge of the game, but he's still a Yankee fan. Because my grandfather's a Yankee fan. When my father grew up, he was a Mets fan, the Amazons, 1969. I think it was 1969. He was born in 1963. My dad grew up a Mets fan. I have no fucking idea why. It doesn't matter if the Yankees suck. They how many championships they had in 1969? You have to be a New York Yankee. But my dad's not a huge baseball fan. He's a big soccer fan. He's a big Arsenal fan. He's not a hardcore baseball fan, so he doesn't follow the New York Mets. But he was a Mets fan growing up because New York City's a baseball town. So New Jersey, New York is baseball. Dodgers going to win tomorrow. I agree. The Mets fans are delusional. But I'm not delusional enough to think that the Yankees are going to beat the Mets a second time in the World Series because baseball is rigged. That 3-0 comeback by the Red Sox was rigged. Yankees 26 championships were rigged before the end of the course of the Bambino. Yankees is 26. The curse ended when the Yankees were at 26 championships. You study baseball history, Yankees 26 championships, then the end of the curse of the Bambino, Yankees is 26. So baseball's rigged. It's all rigged. You have to ignore it. It's all rigged. You're from North Jersey, amen. You have good Italian food in the East Coast. I'm jealous because I'm in the West Coast. I know the best Italian food is out east. I'm a guy who never settles for Mexican food. It's all Italian food because that's what I am, baby. I get that dessert. It's like holy cannoli, mamma mia, mamma mia. I want to see all these sad faces from all these Chicanos and all these Dodger fans. I want to see them sad and miserable. They have to look at my Yankee beanie or my Yankee jersey. That Stephen A. Joker laugh on the Cowboys. That Stephen A. Cowboys laugh. That's me. Come on. Why the Yankees get a former Giant pitcher to pitch against the Dodgers? Amen, amen, amen. Why is Judgino 15-6? Dave Roberts is beleaguered. Dave Roberts is beleaguered. Dodgers keep him. Dodger family is upset. Dave Roberts may as well be a Freemason too. The Yankees are not the Dallas Cowboys of baseball. That is the Dodgers. The Yankees have won World Series in 162 game seasons. It is an insult to suggest that the Yankees are the Cowboys of baseball. No, that is the LA Dodgers. The Yankees are the Cowboys of baseball. The Yankees have made it to the ALCS against the Rangers, against the Detroit Tigers. How can they be the Dallas Cowboys of Major League Baseball? The Dallas Cowboys are the Dodgers. This team choked so much in October. They haven't won a World Series in a 162 game season since 1988. Why are the Yankees compared to the Cowboys? Oh, because you hate the Yankees as much as the Cowboys? Please. They're not. Jal Lives, ignore that. Arsenal are undefeated when they're not down a man in a Premier League match. Arsenal have won every single game in which they've not had a red card. So ignore the noise. Arsenal are winning the league. They're going to beat Liverpool the next week because Arsenal haven't dropped points at any time. They haven't had a red card. I was going to go with Chelsea, but then I saw that Cucurella was out due to suspension, that this could help Liverpool. So I'm deciding not to bet on Chelsea and Liverpool because of the suspensions for the Chelsea players. But Arsenal at the Emirates are going to beat Chelsea. Liverpool are not quite that, but Arsenal, it's all fugazi. We have to remember Arsenal haven't dropped any points in the Premier League when they haven't went down a man. In every game they've dropped points, they've had a red card. A red card against Brighton, the game ended in a draw. The red card against Man City, Arsenal were going to win, but it ended in a draw. The red card against Bournemouth, Arsenal lost. Every game Arsenal lost, they've had a red card. Arsenal are still the best team in the Premier League. You have to look at the substance of Arsenal Football Club to get the betting on Liverpool and Man City. But Arsenal Football Club are still the best team in the Premier League. People, Arsenal are still winning the league. It's all rigged. Arsenal going to beat City at the Emirates. They're going to beat Liverpool next week. Arsenal are still winning this league. The red cards are rigged. These red cards are scripted. The referees were terrible against Brighton. The referee was terrible against Man City. It's all rigged. It's all fugazi. It's all rigged for the betting. I look at the substance. Arsenal haven't lost a game in which they have not went down 10 man. You have to look at the substance. 2 draws and 1 loss, like 21 years since its last Premier League title. The Premier League is rigged. I'll break down the Arsenal match later. But Arsenal at home against Liverpool, they're going to beat Liverpool. Again, it's such a coincidence that every game Arsenal has dropped points, they've had a red card, but the narrative will be, oh, the refs hate Arsenal, Man City, the oil, the big oil. That's the narrative for the Premier League. But I'm going to hammer the bet on Arsenal when they're plus 200 or whatever the hell they are, because they are the Invincibles. They haven't lost a single match in which Arsenal haven't went down a man due to a red card. So this is all I have to say about the Arsenal. Because obviously the bullshit hasn't stopped. But you can't argue against the red card for Arsenal today. That was a clear goal-scoring opportunity. Saliba should have let it happen, have him risk missing an easy chance. But it's a clear goal-scoring opportunity, so you can't argue against a red card for Arsenal today. I thought there's a chance the match could end in a draw, but it didn't. But Liverpool FC is 61, Arsenal 6 wins and a loss. So all these people doubting Arsenal, let's not fall for the Goyim. As far as the Goyim is concerned, remember after Easter, Man City were in 3rd place. People were ready to bet on Liverpool and Arsenal to win the league. So the Goyim got suckered. Liverpool against Crystal Palace lost because Liverpool booed the Queen during the national anthem. And Crystal Palace symbolizes the throne, the palace of the Queen. So I knew Man City were still going to win. And I was live on a live stream telling you guys after Easter, Man City was still going to win the league. So in the same fashion as Arsenal are today, I still like Arsenal to win the league. I back Arsenal played their best after Boxing Day. They were scoring 5-6 goals. We haven't seen Arsenal at their peak yet. People are supposed to doubt Arsenal, but I don't. This team has not lost a game when they're down a man. They drew against Atalanta in the Champions League when they were not down a red card. But that's the Champions League. And that's Atalanta, the Europa League champion that defeated Bayer Leverkusen. So people panicking about Arsenal. Maybe I'll dedicate a live stream to Arsenal here in a second. But you shouldn't be skittish about Arsenal, and neither should I. People are skittish about the Yankees against the Dodgers and Ohtani. People are forgetting. Giancarlo Stanton, great Judgino. Tommy Kahnle's been superb in the bullpen. Garrett Cole has been great for the Yankees. Carlos Rodon has stepped up for the Yankees outside of his first start in the postseason. Clay Schmidt has stepped up. It's going to be a hell of a series against the Dodgers. As a fan of baseball, and not from a viewpoint as a Yankee fan, but as a fan of baseball, the Yankees-Dodgers series is going to be great. It's going to be ups and downs. You may see some comebacks. It's going to be a great series. It is. But again, like Al Davis, you hate to lose. I think when you have Yankees-Dodgers 40 years later, you have to carry yourself out like the boss, like George Steinbrenner. This is a series you cannot lose. You got to have supremacy rights. I have family in LA and they're Dodger fans. I'm a Goldie LeBron fan. So they hate LeBron. But I love LeBron. But we are all in this together as Laker fans. I want to dedicate this championship to my uncle, no, to my grandfather. I know it's Camacho 24 and 15. It's 2024. It's the Dodgers' 15th World Series loss. I trust the Lord Almighty in my life. I have full faith that God's going to take care of me. God is letting me carry on, even from years of disappointments. So I have all the confidence in the world. God is the greatest. Even my parents don't agree with what I'm doing with Gematria, I believe that I'm fulfilling the purpose that my Creator has given to me. So my relationship with God is greater than the relationship I have with my parents, which is how it should be. But there will come a time where everything is all going to come together. In, in my view, this is not going to happen until Goldie LeBron James wins the 5th and the 6th rings. It all serves its purpose. The great Judgino, the Giants fan, defeats the Dodgers. Kamala celebrates a loss for the Giants before she's elected president. This is interesting. No. This is not Trump, Yankees, and Kamala Dodgers. Giants fan. How's coming to dodge prosecution? But he cannot dodge prosecution. When he loses the election, he no longer has presidential immunity. He will not dodge the authorities and the prosecutors. He can no longer use presidential immunity anymore. That's what this World Series is about. But the majority of people in Gematria land are hardcore right wing. They're not capable of being objective. But I have already predicted the right wing to win 2028 because Kamala Harris, I don't like her. She's a terrible candidate. But in 2028, the Republican Party will not be running Donald Trump. He's a loser and people hate. Donald Trump is a joke. If the Republican Party runs anyone but Donald Trump, they could have won this election. But because it's Donald Trump, he's a big giant loser and a mitigated disaster, this is why they have to wait 4 more years. But this is the GOP primary voters' fault. They can't see that independents don't like Donald Trump. This is their own fault. This is Republican primary voters' own fault. They can't see the fact that people don't like Donald Trump and they believe Donald Trump's garbage election lies. Seriously. Nobody here is saying that Kamala is a great leader. Donald Trump is a mitigated disaster. He's trying to dismantle NATO. He's trying to give tax breaks to billionaires. He tried to gut a popular health care plan. Kamala shouldn't be president if she was running against anyone but Donald Trump. But Donald Trump attempted an insurrection on January the 6th. He has no business being in power. I'll be here on election night. Go talk your shit to me. I dare you. Go talk your hubris of Trump winning. Because I'm the king of politics. Now, I find it very hard to believe that Kamala Harris is going to have both chambers of Congress in control of the Democratic Party. I find it very hard to believe that she will. Maybe somehow Trump loses the election, but the Republican Party retains one of the chambers of Congress. Because some people don't attribute inflation to greedy corporations. They think it's all the Democrats, which is hocus pocus. The Democrats are not here purposely raising prices to increase corporate profits, all in the name of inflation. I believe the American people are smart. They may have the right to doubt Kamala Harris in her electoral prospects, but one thing that they have decided that they're not going to have happen is giving Donald Trump another term, because they've seen what 4 years of Donald Trump was like. I happen to believe Bernie Sanders should have been the leading Democratic candidate. Politics are rigged. It is. Bernie's primary elections are rigged. In fact, if Bernie was the nominee of the Democratic Party in 2016, we never see Donald Trump elected. Donald Trump was never chosen by the American people. You guys are believing Russian propaganda that the American people loves Donald Trump. That's a joke. If Bernie Sanders were the Democratic nominee, Donald Trump had zero chance. Donald Trump is an illegitimate president. American democracy is a joke. It's a joke because Donald Trump got elected. Donald Trump is not someone we can take seriously. People are like, "Oh, he's a joke. You should drop out, whatever." But the retards elected Donald Trump. These people are stupid. I can show you a Donald Trump interview with someone during COVID. He had no clue what was happening. He's a joke. The great Judgino, the Giant fan, great Judgino is going to get it done again. Y'all can kiss my ass. Anyone predicting Giants are get anyone predicting Dodgers, y'all gonna get screenshotted. You're all gonna get exposed. I will teach you the correct method. I promise you that. I will screenshot your Dodgers predictions and I will teach you exactly what transpired. I 100% guarantee Gary the Numbers guy is not predicting the Dodgers to win, because this guy is a Jew and he is smart and he's a Jew and he's not a goy. Gary the Numbers guy knows what he's talking about. The Yankees are running out of numbers, and that's baseball 2 months ago. You see, people go off of the regular season, but the Yankees flip the script. This is all rigged for loser Astros fans to suffocate, to be tortured. I enjoy seeing them choke on their oxygen. These people run their mouths on the biggest team in baseball. They are disrespectful motherfuckers. They should be choking on oxygen. Astro fans are pieces of trash. We began the season against you motherfuckers going to win the World Series. And we're going to suffocate you to the core by winning back-to-back titles. Astro fans are playing garbage. This team has a losing record in the World Series. They could never, ever be the New York Yankees, have a losing record in the World Series. The Astros are a joke. They've lost against the Nationals. They've lost against the Braves. The Astros are little brother in every method out there. Their little brother. Yankees beat the Braves. These losers lost against the Braves. They've lost against the Nationals. They're a big, giant joke. The Astros are a mitigated disaster. A losing record against the World Series, but you want to be known as the king of baseball. You're a joke. 2-3 in the World Series. You're a joke. The Astros are a joke. Anyone who says otherwise is a closet Houston fan is completely delusional. Understand, this is October. The Yankees have won the pennant. The Yankees are back in the World Series. I may be too drunk to go on a run, but this is what Yankee baseball is made of. After November 5th, I'll get back to my regiment. I can run 8 miles on back-to-back nights. I have accomplished a lot as far as improving my endurance and my stamina. But this team is a joke. The losers from Texas, the Yankees, live rent-free in their minds. They can only talk about the Yankees because their team is irrelevant. Nobody remembers the Astros titles. The Yankees are going to carry Major League Baseball. The Houston Astros are a sorry-ass joke. They're pathetic in every sense of the realm. Their fan base are pussies. Their players are choke artists. Their entire organization are a bunch of cocksuckers. Because here's the story. They went 3-10 against the Yankees during 2022 and 2023. They were too pussy shit and had no dignity to lose a playoff series against the Yankees. So that's the definition of a pussy-ass baseball organization. The Astros are a big, giant joke. And their fan base is a bunch of cocks. And their players are a bunch of shameless pussies who don't know how to lose with dignity. At least the Yankees made it to the ALCS. They lost with dignity against the Red Sox. But these Houston Astros, they're an absolute joke. That is a pussy organization in every sense of the word. They're too pussy shit to face off against the Yankees, going 3-10 against the Yankees in 2022 and 2023. That's a pussy organization. We your daddy! But you're too scared to face off against the Yankees in the ALCS. We are your daddy. The only thing you think of is the Yankees when you miss the ALCS. You're a joke. I love having the last laugh. I love torturing you guys. You should be suffocated. You should choke on your own oxygen. You think the Dodgers are going to win the same team you beat in 2017? I love seeing you guys choke on your oxygen. You guys should be tortured. And you're going to be tortured this November and this October. I enjoy every minute of it. My grandfather died in 2000, a huge Yankee fan. He never saw the end of the Bambino curse. He never saw the Astro rifle. But he's there in heaven. He knows what I feel. He knows the hate I feel. He knows the passion I feel. He's right here with me. Nobody remembers the Astro titles. This is why ratings were in the tank in Major League Baseball, because a bunch of fraudulent chokers, cheating chokers won the World Series because nobody feels sorry about Dusty Baker. That's what it really came down to. But the Astro fans are trash. The organization is trash. And you guys have a losing record in the World Series. We are daddy. Well, the team doesn't have a losing record in the World Series, but your garbage ass team does. So desperate to be like Big Daddy. I know what little brother syndrome is. Oh, if he were there, you would have lost. That's a little brother comment. You couldn't even get past the Tigers. The Astros are a joke nowadays. They're a joke in a big giant joke. You guys are the laughing stock of Major League Baseball. Tigers did everybody a favor. It's not just Yankee fans that don't like you bastards. Everybody else knows you're a big giant joke. Everybody knows it was sympathy for Dusty Baker. Nobody recognizes his 2022 title. The Astros are a joke. 2-3 in the World Series. You guys are a bunch of cocksuckers. You can never be the Yankees with the losing record in the World Series. Why do you guys suck so hard against the Nationals and the Braves? You have an inferiority complex. You guys suck. You're absolute trash. All of your people in Houston are trash. You guys are trash. You guys are shit. That's what you are. You don't know how to win a World Series because you're losers. You're a hot garbage. That is what the Houston Astros organization is. And I'm speaking the truth. Their fans are hot garbage. The organization is a bunch of baloney. You're a joke. I keep seeing their comments on the Major League Baseball Facebook channel, but these guys are a joke. We're going to win the title this year, and we're going to win it next year. Great Judgino's 15, 6-life path. Yankees win the title 15 years later. Dodgers 15th World Series lost. And there have been 14 repeats in the history of baseball. So, with that being said, who the hell do we have in the World Series next year? Do we have the Padres? Do we have the Mets? Do we have the Dodgers? Do we have the Phillies? Do we have the Braves? No organization in North America has close to 30 titles in their history. But the ratings are terrible. Take it with a grain of salt. When the Yankees are deep in the playoffs, we carry the ratings. Houston Astros fans are miserable ass motherfuckers. They're all a bunch of pieces of shit. And their team will never win a title again. When you pussy out of losing against the Yankees because you're a miserable ass motherfucker. Because you're too scared to lose with dignity. Houston Astros are a joke organization. Any big team in baseball would gladly oblige to face off against anybody, anywhere, anytime, except for the sorry-ass Houston Astros organization. They're a bunch of sorry ass motherfuckers, every single one of them. These fans need to be choking on oxygen. They should not disrespect the greatest team in baseball history. Every single one of them deserves to choke on their own oxygen. Because every single one of them is a useless ass motherfucker. They need to feel the pain of the giant band Aaron Judge destroying the Dodgers. The Astros became irrelevant. If I had to pick a team to win the AL West, it'd be the Seattle Mariners next year. They've had the best ERA in baseball. That team is pathetic. Alex Bregman wants no part of that organization. Now, when does Judge get the multi-home run game? We're looking at game 5 or game 6. Judgino's going to unleash his own Reggie Jackson. When the series is tied 2-2, then the great Judgino is going to have a legendary moment. For me, that is game 5 against the Dodgers. The great Judgino is going to tear another asshole at Yankee Stadium. He's going to have a huge game 5. I'm looking at game 5 for the great Judgino. The teams will split the games at Dodger Stadium in game 3 and game 4 at Yankee Stadium. Game 5 is where great Judgino is going to carry the Yankees on his shoulders. Huge game 5 and a huge game 6. That's what the great Judgino is going to do. Yeah, when the Oakland Athletics make it to the Las Vegas market, they will be good. And they've had good scouting, but now they will not be cheap with the players, and they'll keep core players, and they will use their scouting to try to have a pitching advantage, to have an analytical advantage. So the Oakland A's have been very good at that. So Tyson is probably right about that. I don't know what a World War III reference does, but simply Arsenal have not lost a game when they've had an even man advantage. This is why you have to tip the Arsenal to win the Premier League. I wonder what the odd makers say about Arsenal, because it's awful gazy. This this red card hocus pocus surely cannot continue. But Arsenal are going to go on a huge unbeaten streak in the Premier League. Arsenal are going to be gold in the Premier League. Arsenal at plus 200. They're not even plus 250 or plus 220. Arsenal at plus 200. I still back the Arsenal to win the league. Again, the odd makers know that Arsenal haven't lost a single match when they've had an even man advantage. Saliba suspended? How's that? Well, I don't give a damn about Saliba. Mikel Arteta is a tactical genius, and Arsenal are going to beat Liverpool. It's all rigged for the betting, isn't it? Was he being actor on that play? Probably was being acted. They're the Invincibles. They haven't lost a match when they're not down the 10 minutes. As long as Arsenal don't have a red card, they're going to win, except when they play Atalanta. Against Atalanta, Arsenal drew to 0-0 against Atalanta. And David Raya made a great save against Atalanta. Serie A club. Na 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 na. Juventus against Inter. Barcelona against Real Madrid. I back the Arsenal to win the Premier League. I feel very mighty about Arsenal. Gotta ignore the noise. Man City will win tomorrow, but who are they going to drop points against? Which surprise week will the betting be rigged against Man City? That is the question. Leicester City beat Man City one year when they still won the Premier League. This is what I'm talking about. Arsenal drop points this week, but when do Man City drop points? Because Arsenal are beating Liverpool. Southampton. They'll probably beat Southampton the next week. Bournemouth, the same club that won against Arsenal, against Man City, that could be a culprit. Brighton and Man City, November the 9th. So there are a few opportunities for Man City to drop points. Bournemouth, because they beat Arsenal, they got the red card. They don't get the red card against Man City. Brighton are a very hard team. Man City, Brighton will be another contender. But I can't see Wolves getting points against Man City. This has to be David against Goliath. I think the calls will go Arsenal's way during the second half of the year. So they won't get red cards against these clubs during the second half of the season. So I think the officiating will be a little bit skewed towards Arsenal in the second half of the year, especially when the trial case goes along with Man City. And don't forget, you can ignore how Man City do. Arsenal are beating Man City at home, and they'll be level at points in February. If both teams win all their matches before February, when Arsenal take on Man City, Arsenal get Man City at the Emirates, and they don't have the referee rob them this time with the red card. So I bet the Gunners, and it's all rigged because they have 2 draws and 1 loss. Been 21 years since they won the title, so it's all rigged. Remember the goalie who had Liverpool win the Premier League after Easter? That's my number one reason why Arsenal are the team to win the league. Because everybody had Liverpool, but they slipped to 3rd place after last year. Arsenal's 2025. Gematria don't lie. Gematria plays around with the Goy. The Goy are set to lose. Again, they should have beat Man City if it weren't for the red card. Arsenal are clearly the best team in the league. But it's all rigged. It's only 7 matches in. There's 38. It's a marathon. It's such a marathon. I will be talking about our team because we're going to win the fucking title this year. We will win the fucking title. My greatest achievement will be Goki LeBron James' sixth title, even greater than the 2020-2024 elections. Even greater than predicting the Chiefs to win the last two titles and correctly predicting them to lose in this playoffs. They're gonna go down. Next week we have the Madrid derby. We have Derby d'Italia, and we have Arsenal against Liverpool. Big week of football matches. Arsenal will beat Liverpool. I will not be surprised to see Barcelona win the La Liga, even if I predicted Real Madrid at the start of the year. I will not. I can see Barcelona ending the Real Madrid unbeaten streak. Um, what builds intrigue to the Derby d'Italia is how Napoli do against Empoli tomorrow morning at 3:30. Napoli are going to drop points. They have a very hard schedule. Napoli are a pretender. Napoli will not win the Scudetto. Napoli are going to fall apart because it is Antonio Conte. Because Napoli have had easy opponents. They may beat Empoli. Napoli may beat Empoli. But Napoli are going to drop points when they face off against Milan and against Juventus, against Inter. Well, Napoli already drew against Juventus. I don't think Napoli are a real contender for the Scudetto. It's going to be Thiago Motta and Juventus against Inter for next year, and Juventus may win the Supercoppa Italiana, and Juventus may come in for the Scudetto next year. Juventus have injured players, but Juventus, it's a new club, it's a new team, it's a new manager. Juventus are still in transition, even if it's been 4 years after 2020. Juventus are going to grab the Scudetto by next year. I think Real Madrid can still win the league. But the 28th La Liga title we're having for the manager who beat Barcelona 2-8 in the Champions League. So if it's this year, if it's next year, with Lamine Yamal, Barcelona are due for the La Liga at some point. I don't think La Liga are going to dominate every single year. I think Lamine Yamal and these guys are going to come up with their titles at some point. Juventus against Lazio, we needed an own goal to score against Lazio. Italian football is so Beeline got bailed out by the VAR. That should have been a draw. That was all rigged. Ole, ole, Juve, Juve, ole, 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 Juve, Juve, ole, 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 Juve, Juve. Juventus defeated Inter
twice in 2022. Juventus have shown their big daddy over Inter. Inter needed Lautaro Martinez to dive in the box. This is the Copa Italia Final 2016. You like here watching your Ultra videos. You like watching it. Milan are a mediocre franchise. This team is nothing without Berlusconi. The Juventus are the Juventus. Inter had Giuseppe Marotta as the CEO. Juventus should have never gotten rid of Giuseppe Marotta. This is you cannot fault Inter for bringing in Giuseppe Marotta. This is entirely the fault of Juventus for letting Giuseppe Marotta leave to begin with. Conte's a crybaby. He needs to spend a lot of money. Napoli are going to start losing these matches. Tino salta e una Lazio. Oh! 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 Tino salta e una Paletano. Oh! Tino salta e Paletano. Oh, innocente Napoletano. 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 Oh, Antonio Conte leaving Juventus and winning the Scudetto for Napoli. Mamma mia, no way, no way, no way. It's Juventus against Inter for the Scudetto. Ultra culture is huge in Italia. Juventus against Inter. How are Napoli going to do against Empoli? The Campionato is a very interesting race. Real Madrid and Barcelona. Barcelona are dropping points. Real Madrid have dropped too many points. Barcelona look like the favorite right now. Real Madrid have to work harder to win. Juventus tied with Napoli. How are Napoli going to do against Empoli? Inter against Roma is a must-win match for Inter. They have to win against Roma. They have to keep pace with Napoli. This is a must-win for Inter against Roma. Dybala is not in the best shape for the Galaros. For the Roma clubs, it's the same old, same old. Roma and mediocre. Inter should be able to beat Roma. Napoli, they're looking to get 19 points. Inter, 17 points. Derby d'Italia, which team is knocked out of the title race? It could. That's what it could be between Juventus and Inter. And Juventus don't look impressive. 11 goals and one allowed, but that's roughly one goal per match. And that's not good enough for Juventus. It's a stellar defensive record, but Juventus, you have to do more with the ball. You have to do more with the ball. It's and as hindsight is 2020, it it's not down to Massimiliano Allegri. clearly with Thiago Motta, Juventus are not there, and they've had injured players today. Juventus have had Consecalo was injured, Copenhagen's was injured this game. Juventus trying to navigate through the injuries, but clearly this is a Juventus team that Juventus will always be competing for the Scudetto, but Juventus are a team in transition with new players, with a different manager. In Inter, they have Inzaghi and they have the same guys back from last year. So that's what's favoring Inter. In I'm not buying the fact that Antonio Conte is going to still be a Scudetto contender because after Empoli and after Lecce, Antonio Conte has to go against Milan, against Atalanta, against Inter, against Roma, against Torino, who started the season very well. They have Lazio on December the 8th. They have Udinese, who is towards the top of the table, December the 14th. So this is going to be a very rough stretch of matches for Napoli that will ultimately decide will Napoli remain in the Scudetto race, or is Napoli they can only win against the bottom table teams, and is Napoli not good enough? And that's what we have to discover from Napoli as far as the next few weeks goes. But against Milan, I can see Milan get a result against Napoli. Atalanta, Inter. This is a tough stretch of matches for Napoli. Napoli have an easy slate of opponents right now, but Napoli are going to slip out of this Scudetto contention very soon. Juventus are doing terrible. Down a man, Lazio. They only had an own goal. An own goal against Lazio. Juventus couldn't get the ball through the net on their own. It's deflected after Lazio player, but 1-0. They should have scored sooner. Seriously. When are we going to see more from Juventus, from Thiago Motta on the attack? They need to see more from Juve. We need to see more from Juve. But the old lady, La Vecchia Sectora, has not lost a match yet in the Campionato. And if Inter defeat Roma, Juventus early down a point against Inter. We could see Derby d'Italia ending in a draw. Derby d'Italia, they don't want to lose the points early on in the Campionato. Inzaghi played for the draw last year during September, October. So Derby d'Italia, Inter didn't try to grab the match by the throat last year during this point of the season. Inter are going to look for a result, but Inter are at home, so that's gonna really show us how much Juventus are ready to compete for the Scudetto. Too many 0-0 draws against Napoli, against Roma. This is terrible. They should have done more. Juventus should have done more against Lazio than with a red card and a man advantage. Juventus have to do much better. They don't look like they're going to be the main Scudetto contender. I'm a Juventino, so I believe the Juventus should be the lead contender for the Scudetto, but right now they're not looking like a main contender for the Scudetto. Inter did lose against Milan, but they're still level on points. And Inter have a game in hand. And Inter, if they defeat Roma, they're 3 points above Milan. So Inter are still a team to be reckoned with in the Campionato because Giuseppe Manotta, the former CEO of Juventus, he is the guy that rejuvenated Inter Milano. And there is a possibility that Real Madrid are not the La Liga winner this year, that they may have to settle for Champions League. And again, uh, this is not a one-man league. Barcelona could easily win the La Liga, even if I predict Real Madrid at the start of the year. So I will break down La Liga for you guys sooner rather than later. Yeah, because this is a huge match between Real Madrid and Lamine Yamal in Barcelona. Mbappe is first La Liga, Yamal La Liga. This is definitely one of the most anticipated La Ligas that we've seen in quite some time. La Liga was down because no Ronaldo and no Messi, but Yamal and Mbappe. This is going to be a La Liga to look out for. Arsenal have no business dropping points against Liverpool. I don't give a damn how they do against Chelsea. New manager, different players. Arsenal are better than Liverpool. According to Google, Real Madrid has a 49% chance of winning. If it's rigged, maybe Real Madrid are tied with Barcelona on top of the table with a win in La Liga. That would make La Liga more interesting. Barcelona, they enter with 9 wins and 1 loss against Real Madrid CF. The Real Madrid CF is 27. Where's the El Clasico at between Barcelona and Real Madrid? Oh, at the Bernabeu, I'm taking Real Madrid. At the Bernabeu, I'm taking Real Madrid. Maybe Barcelona snatch a point at the Bernabeu, or they're not at the Bernabeu. They're rejuvenating their stadium. So it may be another story in the case of Barcelona. Napoli are pretenders. I don't give a damn what anyone says. Napoli are pretenders. I am a Juventino, but my bet for the Scudetto is on Inter. As much as I don't want to see it happen, but Juventus are technically rebuilding. Juventus are rebuilding. Inter have the same players from last year. Juventus will be competing for the Scudetto in 2025, 2026. The Juventus will rage like no other club before. Juventus will be here. Real Madrid have to put the ball through the net a little bit more with the talent that they have. Ancelotti has to deliver against Barcelona. The best club in the world, Real Madrid, against Barcelona with a different manager. The former Bayern manager, the Heinz Ten Flick. Real Madrid and Barcelona will split the next 2 La Liga championships. It's just a matter of who wins this year, who wins next year. If Mbappe don't win La Liga, I'm still going for him to win the Champions League. I don't give a damn. Yeah, this is Real Madrid we're talking about.